Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nupehadda. As you have noticed, I have not posted any videos in a while. That's only because I have been moving. Since April 13th, I have moved to a new location, a new household and everything. The previous household I was there for over 10 years, and I figured it was about time to move to a different location and where it's a lot more cheaper and convenient for me. The only downside to it, at least for the videos and everything, is that it's a lot darker in this room. So I will try to see if I can find better light source to put in here. But for right now, I do apologize for having a darker room. But I figured my message is more important than the visuals of what you're seeing now. As for the YouTube channel, I am going to continue using Yu-Gi-Oh as my main source of YouTubing, and also now that I have the better freedom of my time, still working of course like a real job and everything, I don't YouTube for a career or anything. It is mostly a hobby, and I will provide you with any information that I can that I see that is a necessity. Most of the information that I usually go over, people have already done, or it's stuff that most people just don't care about. The information will be generally for my interest. Speaking of interest, I have noticed that they have released a leak to the Cosmo monsters and or spells and traps. I don't believe they had any spells, but they did have traps. At least one trap, I believe. Overall, I can see Cosmos getting the step they need to be competitive in terms of tier 1. Do I see them winning the YCS? Currently, not at the moment. But depending on what more outside support they get, because I believe this is their last set for Cosmos. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But from my understanding, this is their last set for this, and then we'll get the new stuff. Overall, I believe Cosmos is a very good deck in terms of playability, in terms of how well you can learn the deck. Cost wise, it's a different story. It had only been recently that Gold Series came out with the reprints of most Cosmos stuff that people needed, excluding Cosmo Mojo, which is a very expensive trap card for them right now. However, I do believe within time, either reprints or the ban list hits them in some way, shape, or form. Don't mean they'll get banned, but they might get their stuff limited or semi-limited, however they want to do it. But all in all, it's a good deck. It does what it needs to do for the newer generation, and I do want to see people play it more, like I have with the Burning Abyss deck. Speaking of Burning Abyss, the Burning Abyss Phantom Knight deck, or Burning PK Fire, or as I like to call them, the Burning Knights, has been doing successfully so far. They have not won any major events like Worlds or anything like that, mind you, but they do have the potential. And that also brings me to another discussion, and this is going to be a connection video to a video I should have done a while back, but unfortunately because of moving and everything, my equipment and everything like that was stored away for my move, and I recently got this set up since yesterday. Then I went to bed, went to work, came over here after work, and sitting down here talking to y'all. Also, I do have something to say, and this is not going to be relevant for most people who watch this video except for two individuals. I will not name them on here. They know who they are. But I'll at least go for the first name for one of them. That's because I was foolish enough to make a bet, and I lost that bet. This was a mirror match for Burning Abyss, though given how things went, it could have went either way depending on the draw. I was at 500 points, he was at 100 points. I didn't draw what I need to do the more 100 points to him, and he had the better trap, or the better monster on the field at the time, which was Virgil. My deck currently does not run Virgil because I just don't have the room, and the way to have my deck set up, it's very hard to find the room for it. But anyways, Robert, as per agreement to the duel that we had a week or so ago, I believe it was last Saturday, you are the best Burning Abyss player at our locals. That's all I'm going to say. Now, to address another issue, and I will not use this person's name, but he knows what I'm going to talk about. I posted a video weeks ago, at least the day that we got the leak of the new ban list. And I made a video on there, which I will not post on here because I already got deleted and everything, and I don't see the reason to post it on here. It was just something for the chat room. I do not know why they wanted me to make this video, to be quite honest, but this was another part of a bet. Actually, the first bet. The last thing I just said was part of a second bet. So, two bets I lost. Though, this first one is more questionable, but we're not going to get into that. Bet's bet, so I will, own up to it. I don't know what to say about this because there was no specifics on what I needed to say. I retracted my statement, though I don't know what relevance this retracting is because nothing has really changed from what I said in the video I made with that. But I believe he wants me to say the Draco Pals are not dead. Okay. Draco Pals are not dead, but they have been crippled. Much worse than Quillforts did. They're still manageable, but they are losing power. With the new Cosmos support coming out, with the Burning Knights starting to see rise in power, you also have the Mermails that are rising in power, whether people would like to admit it or not, and you still have Monarchs to contend with. Even though at our locals, there is no issues with this. And that's really the only thing I can say about this, because not much more I can say unless we're going to get into this one-on-one discussion about. Do I believe Draco Pals are dead? I believe the Draco Pal deck before the new ban list was posted died. There is still Draco Pals that are in the current meta with the new list. However, they're not top tier anymore. They're not full powered anymore. They are manageable. And I will quote what a friend said tonight to me, is that Burning Abyss, with the right scenario and everything, can easily take down Draco Pals or any decent Pendulum deck that is currently out. Take that for what we will. But that's pretty much the message I wanted to make. I'll talk to y'all later, and hopefully there'll be more videos like this. Good night.